Hey, fourth graders. Today we're going to be starting a new unit on division in math. Now we're going to start slow because eventually we're going to be getting into some kind of tricky long division. So for today, let's do just a little bit of a review on division, what it is, how it works, and then I'll have some problems for you to practice. Okay. So when you divide, that means you're breaking or splitting a number up into equal parts. Or you can also think of it as how many times one number goes into another number. And one thing that I think can be tricky with division is how many different ways it's written. So sometimes you see division written like this, where you have this symbol with a line and a dot above and below it. So one number divided by another number. In this case, I'm just using A and B just to symbolize any number, whatever numbers you can think of. Or sometimes you see it with a sideways slash like this, A divided by B. Or sometimes you also see it like a fraction, A divided by B. So that slash means the same thing like we see in a fraction. And then lastly, this is like the long division setup. This one's the trickiest for kids because the letters get flipped around. So instead of A coming first, the first number, it actually is the opposite. A goes inside. Some people call this the house. A goes inside the house and B goes outside. So A divided by B. Okay, it looks like that. So let's see this with some real numbers. So here we're going to talk about the situation 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So here's all sorts of different ways we could think about that. So we could think about how many, if we split 10 into 2 equal groups, okay, how many are going to be in each group? So here's our 2 equal groups, okay? So if we were to split 10 into 2 equal groups, like you're sharing 10 cookies with 2 people, okay, into 2 people, each person would get 5, right? Or you could think about it like this. If I have 10 cookies and I'm going to put them into groups of 2, okay, I'm going to give out 2 cookies as many times as I can, all right? How many times can I give out 2 cookies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 2 different ways to think about division. Either splitting it into equal groups or how many times could I put one number into another. In this case, how many 2s could I put into 5? Okay, and then here's all those different ways that it can be written. So here's written with a slash, 10 divided by 2 equals 5. It could also look kind of like this, 10 divided by 2 equals 5 with a slash. There's this with the symbol 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Here's the long division symbol I was talking about, where see how it's kind of flipped around, where the 10 goes second, right, instead of first. But still, it says 10 divided by 2. And then you put the answer on top there is 5. That's how long division works. And then here's kind of how it would look like in an area model. So 10, that would be like the area, the number that we're starting with, 10 divided by 2. So how many rows of 2 or how many in each row would it be? And it'd be 5, okay? So another way I like to think about division is I like to rely on my fact families. So if you remember, fact families are, if you use multiplication and division, you can write like 4 different equations using the same 3 numbers. So if I'm thinking about 20 divided by 4 and trying to figure out what that is, I could think about it like multiplication and think, okay, well, if I was trying to make 20, what number would I need to multiply 4 with? Okay, so if I was trying to do 4 times something to equal 20, And I know that would be 5. 4 times 5 would equal 20. So that means that 20 divided by 4 also is going to equal 5. So that's what I mean when I say using your fact families. Think about how are multiplication and division related. See how it's those same three numbers, 20, 4, and 5. 20, 4, and 5. It's just thinking about which number is missing. Okay, so you can think about it like that. So in today's assignment, here's what you're doing. You're watching the video lesson. Then you're going to click this link, okay? And you're going to see how many division problems you can do in 2 minutes. So this is kind of what it looks like. So you click the link. It says how many tasks can you solve in 2 minutes. Click start. Gives you a countdown. And then it gives you problems. And you'll see a countdown here. So you're going to see how many you can answer in 2 minutes. Okay? Use whatever method you want to. If you want to use pencil and paper, you can. Again, I love using those fact families because I think, okay, 22 and what? What's missing? Like if I was going with multiplying, 20 times what would equal, or sorry, 2 times what would equal 20? And it would be 10. Okay? Once you put your number in, then click enter. Correct. Now 12 divided by 4. So I could think about fact families. I could also think about how many 4s go into 12. Let's see. 4, 8, 12. 3 4s go into 12. Put your answer in, click enter. So you're going to see how many you can get in 2 minutes. If you finish the first round and you're like, oh, I know I can do better than that, then please go back. You can do it again and see what your high score is. So once you're happy with your high score, then you'll click the add response button, and then you'll get a template that looks like this. And I want you to type in how many problems, what was your high score, how many problems you got in 2 minutes. Okay? All right. Then when you're done, make sure you click that green check to submit your answer. And then that's it for math today. Good luck.